Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, just me and you. That's good. I like small group because it allows me to focus, like
Very
laser sharp, whatever you need to do.
yeah,
So, what's your outcome
cool.
today, if you have one?
Um, so for me is, let's say the experience so far I had with AI is more or less a little bit of chat GPT and yeah, basically that's it. And what I did is I was starting to use it for research as well. So I was trying to find out, yeah, the one or the other thing. So what I did one time was I was diving a little bit deeper in Theory U, where I at least understand a little bit of it. And what I found is that the ChatGPT was giving me was starting to make up things, but in a way that was so brilliant. So if you have no idea about it, you
Yep,
would definitely take it for real.
yep,
And so that I think that's a big thing. So either I have to learn how to better use ChatGPT, how to ask the questions to exactly get what I want. And the other thing was I spoke to a friend, um, and he was doing the same thing. So he was also using, I don't know what tool he used, but he had the same experience. And that what he then did was he was basically telling the tool, I don't know if it was ChatGPT or not, but he was saying then, hey, I think you are making it up. So that was the reply to the AI. And then the AI said, yeah, okay, this is an alternative offer. Maybe this suits you better. And then it was making another thing up. So I sometimes wonder, okay, if we start to rely on this so much, and I definitely, when I work with the organizations, I know that they are always trying to think about automation, and as soon as the whole thing is established, I think they would not check the outcome anymore. They simply rely on it and then work with it.
yep.
So for me, the question is, how do we know what to believe or not, or maybe to ask better questions to get better answers, or I don't know. So that's where my confusion
I'm
is.
so
And
happy you asked this question because this is the exact thing that I focused on last session. Did you get the video, the link for the last session?
no, not yet.
No, I thought I sent it out to, I posted also here. This is the link. Let me give it to you. Give me a second.
Thank you.
Yeah. What happened here? Okay, on the chat. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is a link for my last Saturday's thing. I addressed that, but I'll go through that with you so that you can do a review for that.
No, no. When you did it, then I'm
No, it's
fine.
fine. Usually I like to explain things as three different ways, so I get three different perspectives, so you can see the different thing. So the first thing I usually ask is like, okay, if you have to do your brain surgery or heart surgery, something critical to you, would you listen to one doctor? Would you listen to three separate doctors that they don't know each other?
Yeah, of course, the three. Yeah,
And they make sure they don't know each other because when they know each other, they're no good.
could well be. Yes.
Okay, so remember that.
Mm.
When it's important, I will check three sources and see if they match. If they has three different gibberish, then I know they no idea what they're talking about. So
Okay.
that's the first thing, right? So the second thing is that how do you know that your GPS that in your car is doing a good job? How do you test it?
Mm. So basically, it starts with if it captures exactly where I am today. So the starting point is right, then you know that at least the GPS works. If the route navigation or calculation is right, I'm not sure how I can
See,
test
that's what I
it.
need to teach you. GPS has two functions. One is to tell you exactly what location is. You're right. So am I on the right junction? Location perspective. But the other one, the more important one, is that you need to get us to where we need to go to accurately, the most efficiently, safely, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where my son asked me, Daddy, we are going home. Why are you using GPS? You know what I tell my son?
No.
Because that's a route that I know best.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to compare my know best with what GPS know best so I can see if the GPS is off. If there are two possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
If GPS use a route better than I have been using to go home, the GPS beat me because GPS will know another route that's better than me.
Mm.
I should trust the GPS even more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if the GPS take a wrong route or have a longer route, then I know the GPS is terrible. I will
Mm-hmm.
depend less on GPS until I have to. You don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I call the gold standard. Everybody have their gold standard. So for example, if you're familiar with certain industry or certain subject matters that you know really well, this is how you test your GPS with it. That's how you test your AI with it. So you ask a question that you know the answer, that nobody on earth know better than you,
Mm-hmm.
your gold standard. So you test your AI with the gold standard first before you use anything else.
Mm.
That makes sense?
No, totally makes sense. Yeah, that's basically what I did. I'm not the best expert, but at least I wanted to test it and that.
No. You have to test it with your expert subject. So for example,
Mm.
I'm in the IT industry for 40 years.
Mm.
I would test it on my IT subject because I know the route going home very well because I've driven that route for 30, 40 years. Nobody knows more the route than me because I'm going home. That's my gold standard. But if the GPS take a route that's better than me, if the GPS take a route that's worse than me,
Yeah. But let's say if you then on the AI, if I can understand, let's say I take my Go standard and I can see if AI is good in a certain subject. But if I test on another subject,
no.
I
You use
I
one
have no.
subject to test one thing. You test something. If you're another subject that's important to you and you don't have a gold standard, and if that gold standard is very important to you, guess what you do? You reach out to a person that know the gold standard.
Yes, that's true.
That's all you need to do.
Mm.
That's why I say to you, if you're brain surgery, you talk to 3 different doctors. Those are the gold standard.
Mm.
Because if they kill a few people, they won't be a doctor anymore. They will lose their license.
Mm.
So again, use it like your life depends on it. Gold standard verification. If you're not a gold standard holder, find a gold standard holder to help you.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Yeah.
You don't give, my friend, you don't give them any slack.
Yeah, but I can see it already with the organizations we talk to. Then they have ideas. You can't believe what they are trying to do with it.
I
Yeah.
understand. I know. So you got the 2 concepts so far. Let me give you the 3rd concept. It's all basic concept. Once you understand it, then you get the hang of it. That's what I explained last weekend. The last one is that you're going to build a big castle or big house with bricks.
Mm-hmm.
What's the basic component of the brick house? Bricks.
Bricks. Yes.
How do you know that the AI know the bricks very well?
Yeah, you ask questions about the bricks.
You got it. You're a smart guy. So you ask them, what's the size of the bricks that you'll be using? What's the weight of the bricks you're using? What's the composition of it? What's the tensile screen? What's the brick? All that, everything you know about brick. Until you have confirmed that there's no doubt whatsoever, 100% in your mind, or 99.99%. I wouldn't want to use 100% because there's no such thing as 100% here.
Yeah.
89% confident that it knows your brick really well, then go ahead and design the castle with it. Don't try. What people are doing is that they try to design the castle without bothering to ask about the bricks. That's
Yes.
the problem.
Yeah, true. Very true. Makes complete sense. Yeah.
So what did I say so far? Number one is what?
Ask 3 doctors.
Ask 3 doctors for 3 different perspectives, and
But
they
if,
must be not knowing each other. They are
yeah.
expert in their subject matters.
The second thing is check the gold standard and to check the quality. And number 3 is whenever the topic is, check the bricks of what it is made of. Yeah.
Yeah, the subcomponent, the tiniest, the atomic levels.
Mm.
Quantum physics, check before you do anything that's big.
Yeah. But I guess, and I'm making things up. I have not much experience with it, but I think if I'm not working with an AI that I have trained, or at least my company has trained, or the organization has trained, I think it's very, very difficult to rely on that.
So you just make a very vague sentence that I have no way to measure or calibrate or validate. Remember, validate and calibrate is really important in any facts checking thing. Unless you have a way to validate and calibrate. You know, if I take your last sentence where you just say, I have no way to calibrate and validate, it's like, okay, whatever you say, my friend, I'm good for it. It makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to really focus on the validation. Where is your validation? Where is your calibration? And the 3 things I just talked about is validation, calibration. It's all that. So when your company is making policies and training people without validation and calibration, you're asking for it.
Yeah, sure.
It's like you're driving without looking at the speedometers. When the policeman, how fast you're driving, I don't know. Who's doing the driving?
I can only let's say here I project my past experience with these organizations into the future, and I can see that they simply want to be fast, and then they go for the quick and dirty solution, and then they implement it and roll it out. That's but we will see.
How many people you know of that run the same company in the same business from the same industry for 40 years and still doing very well?
Yeah. But how are you using AI then for you personally?
I use it in many different ways. So, for example, one of the things I use a lot is checking the facts when I'm getting stuck on some facts. I need to find out more about it. So think of this way, right? So it's like, okay, so I'm trying to compare 2 products, or I want to check if, if certain facts is correct. Again, it's validation, expansion, learning about subjects. So it's like, so that's one, for example, I'll just, I want to check facts about certain product or something. I don't understand the word that people are using. I want to check the thing. So I'll give you a list of things I usually do. So I'm trying to write a difficult letters to my customer explaining some subject or something like that, right? So I'll put all the facts, and the ChatGPT is correct in grammar, know how to get the facts correctly, and it lay out very nicely, use the right language to explain things in a very precise way. So that's one of the top things I use a lot. When I have, so I explain this. So I put in, like, for example, I have 5 facts. I want to tell you 5 facts. And I put out facts number 1, facts number 2, facts number 3, facts number 4, facts number 5. And I say, okay, explain this in a simpler term. People put in a nice sentence for me. Sometimes I want to say that in Chinese because, some of the people I communicate with, I would say about 20% of the people I communicate is in Chinese. So I say, in Chinese, please. So that will translate the whole thing in Chinese for me. So that's those. So I don't have to think about. So I don't need to worry about layout, explaining the right terminology, the best way to explain something, because they give me 3 different versions of whatever. So that's one thing that I call it the writing hell. Instead of having my English teacher right next to me and help me to get the correct grammar, it takes me 2 hours to get it right. I get it done in seconds. So that's all the main one.
Mm.
Another one is that I have a complicated situation where the subject matter is like, let's say it's 20 email. I want to get a summary of it from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell ChatGPT to give you a summary of a different perspective. It's like, okay, I'm the supplier. I want to be in the the consumer side. I can see, okay, give me the perspective of the consumer side. What does it do? Those are another one I get.
So you copy and paste the email content into it and say, tell me the summary from a different perspective.
Different perspective. So that's a perspective, right? And the other one is so if you remember, Craig was writing up something about the retreat and all that stuff, and nobody understand what he's talking about. I put it in there and see what I did. Did you saw what I did?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, it was ChatGPT did the job. And so what I did was, 9 years old explanation. Explain to a 9-year-old, and then boom, it did a 9-year-old explanation. Even for us as a conscious leadership people, members, guess what? We could use a 9-year-old explanation. That's a 9-year-old perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. No, that's good.
Yeah. So the other one I use is that when my friends give me their situation, I have a lot of people I mentor and I'm helping, consulting, or whatever you call that, be a big brother to help them out to figure out their facts. They write out 300 words of problems. I copy and paste it and then reply to, boom, the answer come right back. I say, I read it because I have the knowledge. I have the gold standard of, I'm not sure I told you or not. I have master in NLP 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I have all the training that a marriage therapist would do. I went through all that, but I don't tell people about it. I have all the training under my belt. And also knowledge of, I'm having 50, could you believe it, 50 years of study Buddhism, practicing Buddhism. So I have all the knowledge in my head. I know what, I have a lot of gold standard in my head is what I'm saying. So I read the response from the ChatGPT, I might make some modification, but usually very tiny. Yeah, but they got it right. And then once you get it right, copy and paste it to my friend's request for help, sorting out complicated family issue, depressed, whatever that is, all the situation. So yeah, I use it in so many ways. Anything that I said that it's gonna take me more than 20 minutes to do or 10 minutes to do, I have ChatGPT give it the first egg.
Cool. Which version are you using?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Which version of GPT?
4.0. Always use 4.0. Do you using 4.0?
I haven't used it for a while now.
Make sure you use are you paying $20 a month?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, you need to pay. Right now, it's night and day, my friend. Night and day. You know what? You have to put yourself in a waiting list because they block all the subscription adding now because there's too many people. They use up the CPU too much. So they are not allowing people to log in. To subscribe to it. So get yourself in a waiting list. It's night and day. It's sort of like, the best way I can explain to you is like, okay, so if you go to a 5-star restaurant, someone wants to serve you the best dish. You say, no, I don't want the best dish. Give me the second best dish, please. Would you do that? Like, for $20 a month, come on. $240 a year. It's like, okay, I want to have a best dish because time is so precious. It's night and day. You can get response. Give me if you want, you can send me the question you have and you put it on your 3.5 respond. I'll show you my 4.0 response and you see the night and day. I was like,
okay.
It's like,
what other tools are you using?
I use Bard. I use Bing. Yeah, those are the main one I use. Yeah. Remember 3 doctors?
Yeah, true. Have you ever tried one of these, let's say, image creating ones or video creating ones?
I don't really use a lot of image creating. I just for fun. I use it. I play with it. I also have the capability of doing it. I created oh, my friend have a birthday, so I created a birthday card for him. Yeah, he loves it. So yeah, but for me, I just don't have time to play games. I just don't.
Yeah. That's it. But on the other hand, I think that's the same. If you know how to play it, then especially let's say for people like us in the education business, you
Yeah,
simply tell the machine what little video you want, create
yeah.
a little story around that teaching, yeah, and then
Yeah. I mean,
have,
content creation is not something I use it for. Again, but I'd be glad to walk you through, and that's why I call it co-learning. To co-learning with your content creations, and once you get the three validation and calibration system down, hardwired in your brain, then you know it's very simple. Look, it's almost like driving every day. You wouldn't, if you can't see in the middle of the night, you had no lights in front of a car, you would not drive, my friend.
yeah, yes, I always like your perfect analogies.
Yeah. You will not drive. You will not put your step forward because you don't know what's in front of you. So always watch out for it. Everything is a lie. Everything is you know, like you experience, it's made up. It's like, okay, how until you. So another example I give you, which is I also give that last weekend. Also, it's like I have two Tesla. So the last Tesla is 4 years old. I have autopilot on it. Let me ask you, when would I not trust Tesla? When can I trust Tesla? And when can I not trust Tesla?
Well, I think,
It's complicated, isn't it? Right.
yeah.
It's very simple. Let me explain to you. So once you understand it, then it will be really simple. Okay. You pay attention to the structure, create behavior. When it's a structure, you create behavior. Tesla has a camera looking forward. So in the highway, every car is on the same lane. It's one dimension. The car behind me, car on the side, it makes no difference. So I can see things clearly. I can see clearly. So see, my vision is like this. But if I'm on the cross street, the Tesla camera doesn't turn the head and don't have peripheral vision.
Okay, that's yeah.
So shall I trust Tesla on the highway more, or should I trust it on the city street more?
Yeah.
As I say, once you understand the structure, it's a no-brainer to understand where the weakness of the system is. So do you know the structure of the AI software? So I'm sure you understand it. You don't stand a chance.
Yeah, very true.
So now when you see autopilot car, you know what their limitation is. So you avoid them if they're on autopilot. You give them more space.
Makes sense.
You see how you and I, my conversation can go so much deeper and so focused and without interruption, without anything. I love this kind of one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, what would be cool if we could simply try, let's say, creating an image and giving it a title, and then it creates a nice image, something like that.
Okay, sure. So again, it's let me close my screen here. We'll share screen. Let's see here. I believe in hands-on experience is the priceless.
Of course, that's the only thing.
Okay, it's going to share screen. To give you an idea of what I was talking to someone is that, FedEx package oversized I try to figure out what good is, and this is what I was doing yesterday. Okay, so you want to do DALL-E.
Mhm.
I'm using 4.0, by the way, just to let you know. 3.5,
Yeah.
4.0. Okay, we'll use DALL-E. Okay, type in the text in your chat box. What do you want me to create?
I want a picture about the topic. Does AI have an own consciousness or something like that? If that's the title of let's say the workshop or something, then
No, you need to be very specific. It's like driving your GPS. You have to have
okay.
the house, the number of the house, and the zip of the street name, and then the name of the city. Yeah, unless you're specific, nothing's going anywhere. I want to go to Paris. No, yeah, no, I'm not driving you to Paris.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. So what's a good topic then?
I don't know. The reason is I'd rather not give you any ideas, because if I give you idea, I already sidetrack you.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Or you can show me your favorite picture. We can go from your favorite picture.
no, I don't have one, but let's say I'm just something came up in my head. So I want a picture where we have a brain and a heart, and they somehow interact with each other. And I want the heart leading the brain, for example.
Okay.
Um, and the background is, yeah, should be representing somehow the heart intelligence over brain intelligence, something like that.
You cannot drive.
Mm.
Okay.
No, leave it like that. Heart leading the brain.
Okay.
Um, um,
Okay. Let's start with that again. Just small thing, right? Low expectation have a higher chance of success. High
yeah.
expectation have low.
I have no idea what we are getting, and then the question is for me really finding out what else do we need to. Okay. Now it's getting clear that we really um, can you zoom in a little bit?
Sure.
Because I can't read it.
Oh, you want the text. You want to make sure the text is
Yeah,
good.
no, yeah. I was just wanted to see the screen a little bit more because the text below I was unable to read that. Perfect, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, interesting.
And I can give it, share share this picture with you.
No, I don't need that. I was just because I'm now learning. So okay, I need to be much more specific. Yeah. So let's say um, mm,
Okay.
the heart leading the brain onto a top of the hill or something like that.
On okay, on top of the hill. Okay.
Mhm. It remembers the heart leading the brain then.
One second. Again, play with it. You need to know
Yeah,
what this is. Remember, efficiency is my name of the game. If I don't
yeah,
need to tell it, I won't tell it. But if you want, you can repeat the whole sentence again, and See if you remember, that will save me typing, right?
Yeah.
Nope, it doesn't like it. So see what
Yeah, I would have been surprised if it would have been there.
well,
Okay.
the key really is the way I think about it is that you want to know what the limit is, just like I say about the driving autopilot. You want to know where the structure is. If the structure doesn't allow you to do that,
Yes, yes. No, and for me it's very clear that it's I get it now. I need to be more specific. It's not like what I normally do. I tell you my normally way of looking for images. Yeah, so I normally use Google, and then if I have a presentation somewhere, I have a topic. I just type 2 words of the topic, and then I see what Google comes up with the images, and then you select one which we think, oh, that's the way it is, or that's the direction I want, and then Google offers another set of around that. It's quite funny because in all pictures the brain is leading the heart, but we are telling the heart leading the brain.
okay. I'm so glad you noticed that. So now what the thing you do is this. Remember I say what do you need to do with the brakes?
Yes.
We are doing testing the brakes.
Yeah, we're testing the bricks. Yeah. Heart leading the brain, so it means the heart goes first. Or okay, yeah. Let's test it. Brain leading the heart, and if that makes a change.
That's how you test a brake, my friend. You speak
Yeah,
their
yeah.
language. They don't speak your language.
Mm.
If they tell you this is left, you have to tell them this is left. It may be you're right, but you're facing the audience.
Yeah.
I have people that say, it's so stupid. Why is it so stupid? I say, okay, you can say all you want, stupid. Nothing happened. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh no, it's now we have both things. On the left picture, we have the heart leading the brain, and on the right picture, the brain leading the heart again.
This is what I'm telling you. The bricks is made of cotton.
Yes, yes.
It doesn't know which was leading. The word of leading here makes no sense to them.
So we would have to tell them the heart goes in front of the.
No. You don't tell them. You look at the feedback. You get the result, and you respond your next prompt based on the result it give you. You figure out the leading has no meaning to it. We figure that out. And that's a feedback. That's how we tell. We first tell, we watch for the feedback and see where it's going. And then from the feedback.
That's right. So leading has no meaning to this
Yep.
thing. But if I want that picture, I need to tell him the heart goes first, followed by a brain.
That's right.
And yeah. And then I don't know, on the top of the hill with the sunset in the background or something like that.
Okay, so you see, this is what I'm trying to tell you about. Heart go first, followed by
Hmm. That's interesting. Mm-hmm.
again. My focus here is the feedback. what the result you get, you need to accept what's the result you get, and then because you can change, they cannot change. Remember the car, you know?
Yeah, that's clear. The camera doesn't turn, so I have to.
U-turn.
You have to.
U-turn.
Yeah.
Your camera doesn't turn, U-turn, or don't trust
Yeah.
it. If you cannot turn, you don't trust it.
Yeah.
See, even with the instruction.
Even with the instruction, yeah.
Now, see what I'm going at? I'm so glad we're going through this because we have the review in what I taught last weekend, and then now we go to the nitty gritty of the how do you verify a breaks, how do you trust three doctors, how do you trust, validate and calibrate, and how do you use the feedback to fit what you need, compensate for the insufficiency of their system.
Yes. Very interesting. Even if we tell it, yeah, the heart goes first.
So
but it's interesting what it even mixes up. Look at the right picture. It even the brain has these heart, the arteries and the so the blood systems, the blood tubes are on the brain now.
Yeah.
It's mixing up the heart and the brain even. That's
you
very
see,
interesting.
this is what I mean by gold standard. Because it shouldn't be that way, and you can verify. Remember, the word I use a lot is the difference and make the difference. Once you know the difference and make the difference, what make it dumb, what make it smart, now you know what the limitation is. If you have so many crash in the cross street of the on the cross street, on the city street, you know that you cannot trust autopilot because of something. I don't know what it is yet until you figure, oh, it was a camera. So you see the heart tube go on top of the brain. That's wrong. You know that, I know that, but Dali doesn't know that.
Yeah. Interesting. Super. Yeah, cool. Thank you so much. Very interesting to see.
Again, you can say things 20 different ways and see what the result is. And you can say, when I say one way, it doesn't mean anything to them because there's a language model. The way that I tell people, or that's another thing I say on the last weekend was that think of AI as you know how parrot can say a few words when you teach a parrot how to say, but it doesn't think about it. The words have no meaning for the parrot, right?
Yes, very true.
So AI is almost like a parrot with a billion words.
With a billion words.
A billion words. It knows the vocabulary. It knows what the vocabulary, what the heart is, what the brain is, but it doesn't know, it doesn't know the word leading because leading is a meaning. It's not it's not an object. It knows the object, but it doesn't know the meaning of the words. It's like 1 + 1 = 3. Parrot doesn't know that. It knows the word one. You know what plus is. You know what 3 is. But if you try to do the math, it does not compute.
Yeah.
So it's a non-computable, repeatable, a billion words parrot's vocabulary in the brain.
Cool. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. That's really telling me check the bricks. Yeah, check the bricks. Really do the gold standard tests.
And don't think of whatever you say to them is meaningful because it's no meaning to them at all until you get it right. This is what I call focus on the feedback.
I can imagine that this is creating many jobs because you need the people who can do that.
Yeah, but the trouble also is that out of the people that can do that is, out of 100 that can do that, they say they can do that. The problem is in the general population, about 95% of people are using it wrong.
Yes, for sure.
Even as person as smart as you don't know what to do with it. Think about it. Even as you know what you're doing, doesn't know what to do with it. You know how many the rest of the world is that doesn't have the privilege and have the luck that come talk to me.
No, but I think let's say when I look into the companies again, they don't have the time to learn this and everyone to play with this. So they need experts to run it for them.
Yep. right? So this is exactly what happened.
Hmm.
So I give you different language. So this is one of the things that someone shared with me in Chinese, right?
Yes.
I say in English.
Wow. Super. I didn't know that that even the different languages are already working.
You're in German, right?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Need a bio break.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
It's amazing how the grammar is. It's perfect German.
I know, I told you.
It's really amazing.
In 9 years old language. That's something I coach someone with.
Yeah, this is I think this is because this is exactly what I was what I'm always telling, and my experience, especially if you talk to the senior levels of a company, I always tell them talk in kindergarten language, yeah, because then they get it because they have no clue what topic you are talking about, yeah. So
Yeah,
so I like this in 9 years or language, and if I read through it, it's
yeah,
wonderful. You just read the headlines and it makes complete sense, yeah.
yeah. And I put in the 9 years old language in German.
It's even cool because in German there's a difference between um, you and you. So if you
Yeah,
are talking to people you know, you speak with the first name, you talk to in the first name, then it's a different you. Yeah. So
yeah,
in the German language, you otherwise it's a C, it's a difference. So and here it even changes to the kids language, and
yeah,
it speaks in the it's super.
yeah.
I'm very surprised that this is the case. So for all the birthday letters, I always work composing my own poems. I can do it now with ChatGPT. I see.
Now you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, cool. No, I'm very impressed. And I see
So
with
it's like,
the images, that's a little bit tricky. Not as far as I thought.
I think that should be enough. How to
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Yeah, I think this is the perfect application, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, because it's making up things anyway. So
right.
here
Right.
you cannot prove it wrong. So basically, it's just about the style. That's super. Hmm.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Writing a completely new story. Yeah, interesting. With German culture, it's German immediately Bavarian. It's interesting. Okay. Um, yeah,
How long would that take you to create this?
but it has everything in there. What the tool thinks is German. The Oktoberfest in Munich and and the Kuckucksuhr. So the special clocks.
Yeah,
Amazing.
this is what amazing. Like I have a German language teacher right next to me.
Yeah.
Creative writing.
Mm. Oh, wonderful.
But again, you have to do the calibration and validation first before you get to
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, no, that's really what I take away from today. So I really have to check it and then cross-check it with the other doctors. Yeah.
Yeah, and know the limitation.
Know the limitation. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And see, this is a perfect gift of whatever it comes. And I can send this thing to you. I use this, let's see here. A copy link. And then go to chat. So if you click on this link on your computer right now, all the whole string of conversation you have will be in there.
Mm. Wonderful. Thank you. What's quite funny in the German story is that 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 and it's talking about a boy, and the boy is wearing a skirt.
Yeah.
A Bavarian skirt. So I think here it's mixing up something.
Okay. No, basically I asked it to do a fun, right?
Yeah, no, could be, yeah.
So it's a fun story, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
they say, how would you want to change this? So tell me what you want to tweak. Again, going with the feedback is important. So they say the shirt does it's like you need to focus on with the feedback because the feedback is where it's like think of it this way: when you're driving, when you steer your steering to the right, the car go to the right, right?
yeah.
But in the boat, when you put your thing on the right, the boat go to the left, right? Because the boat is the reverse, the what do you call that, the thing in the back, right? So you know where you're going, whether you don't know where you're driving a boat, you're driving a car, right? So you need to like, okay, the feedback. What's the feedback? Tell me what do I need to give it more so that
Yeah. No, that's cool. Thank you so much. And what I also learned today is really that, let's say, it takes a while, because in the German news they start to discuss about, will AI have an own consciousness one day? Yeah,
No,
something like that.
don't
And
do that. Don't
I'm
the structure create behavior. That's what I tell you about the autopilot car. You will never have the consciousness. Okay, so again, that's very we can get more involved, but it's complex. Let me make a corporate acceptable. Okay, so remember you say, so this is
yes,
acceptable
yeah,
version.
yeah.
No more dress for the
No more
boy.
dress. No, that's fine. And every time it makes a complete different story. That's cool. I love it. I will play with it, especially with the poems when I have to do something for a birthday or so.
Yeah,
Yeah. But let's come back to the question. So why do you
consciousness.
think there's they by the way, I fully agree. I don't, yeah, I don't think there will be a consciousness, because for me it's just a tool. Basically, it's a calculation machine. Yeah. So but what's your take on it?
It's a complicated subject, so I'm going to start a new chat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Consciousness is a big, gigantic words.
Mm-hmm.
How do we test the brakes of if the AI has
Yeah.
the meaning
There's
down?
there's no way to do it. Yeah, because I think the bricks for you could be different than my bricks, or
That's right.
yeah,
So if you cannot get the brake to verify why
yeah.
you bought, if you cannot verify the soil validity, the solid that you're building a castle in the desert or
Mm.
castle in the ocean, you're on a shaky ground. If you cannot verify the basic component, the basic element of the consciousness, how could you build the consciousness in the reliability?
Yeah, let's say one. Yeah, I think what we see in the science fiction movies is always that it's around the topic if the AI robot is having emotions or something like that.
Okay, we'll use the word this way. Ready for this question?
Yes, let's go for it. It's either very short or very, very long. Okay, it's going for the long version, I see.
So you can say simplify it.
In 3 sentences
Yeah,
for a 9-year-old.
yeah. Explain to a 9 years old. There's so many ways to ask the same question. This way will you pick? So when you have confidence in the basic model of the bricks, then you have more confidence to build it.
I think it's telling a little bit different to what it had given
Yeah,
us before.
right.
So, yeah, wonderful.
He admit it. Not really the same as human conscious. This is 9-year-old language, I believe.
Yeah.
You notice that I just say that I didn't repeat the phrase I put in front. So Dali doesn't remember what I said before, but ChatGPT remembers. See?
He remembers. Yeah, yeah. No, because I think it's part of your thread, isn't it? It's part of
No,
your question, your chat thread or something. So therefore,
but remember Dali, the graphic drawing thing?
yeah,
Software?
yeah, very true. Was also,
You have to repeat everything there is to repeat.
yeah,
Because again, you don't remember the last sentence or last word, last
yeah,
question, but ChatGPT does. See?
yeah, cool.
So I say 9-year-old, you remember the 9-year-old.
Mhm.
So I say, can AI do that? I didn't say, can you do that? I said, can AI do that?
Mhm.
So does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. Super cool. And thank you for the time, because I just see it's already 7. I need to jump on another
Okay.
call.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you so much, Sam. It was
Okay.
super fast learning for me today.
Okay, you're welcome. Let me do the summary thing real quick. Yeah, stop summary. Okay, that's all good. Stop summary.
Now it's telling it's deactivated.
Okay. Okay, that's it. We're ending it. Okay, good to see you, John.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.